Welcome to Let's Talk To podcast, hosted by author Charnel Williams. Are you ready to spend some time with Charnel and her special guest? Join our live conversation every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, here's your host, Charnel Williams.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining this podcast today. Let's talk to. Y'all know what today is. Everybody should know what today is. Happy Women's Day, everybody. And y'all see my last podcast. I say no cooking today, women. We don't cook today. But y'all, let me tell y'all this story. And thank everybody for tuning in. And everybody who want to leave a comment in the comment, leave a comment, please. And please, go like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Let's Talk To Podcast. Thank you so much. But let me tell you, I told my husband this morning that I wasn't cooking today, right? He was like, oh, every day should be Women's Day. He said, ain't every day Women's Day? I don't know, y'all, if he tried to be funny or what. What y'all think?
I think he tried to be funny because I caught that shade up in there.
Yeah. He was trying to be funny, y'all. I know. But so y'all cooking in the kitchen, stop cooking, y'all. We got a good show for y'all today. This is an empowered show. We're gonna have fun on this show, no disrespecting nobody. So y'all come on, y'all can join the conversation. So Shanice, introduce yourself.
My name is Shanice. I live in Newport, Rhode Island. And if you don't know me, I am the author of My Baby Flames. I'm also a mom, also a CNA. And adding more things to the title as we go.
And next is Ginger as Alyssa.
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 Well, you know me as Ginger Funk. That's my alias, my fun name. That started my brand. I am from South County, Rhode Island, and I am an author of Writing My Way Through Grief. I am retired from insurance after 25 years.
Wow.
And I also have a journal that will be coming out soon. That's a companion to my book. Other than that, I am a coffee lover. I'm a mom to a grown son and a grandma to the cutest baby boy in the world.
Oh, okay, Grandma. I'm a grandma too. Okay, Grandma. So, ladies, we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask a question. Congratulations, because both of y'all is authors. So, congratulations, and y'all. I just gotta let everybody know both of y'all gonna be at my Women's Empowerment.
Hey,
June 26th.
yeah.
Both of y'all gonna be there. So, thank y'all for that. So, let's get into some real stuff because I said we could talk about anything, but I want to ask y'all too. And I just want to let everybody know that I'm supposed to have other people join in. So don't get alert if y'all see a full screen. I'm just letting y'all know that. So I want to start by saying to Ginger, I'm calling you Ginger. To Ginger. Okay. Did you know it was Women's Month? And if not, how did you find out?
I believe I found out because you posted it on Facebook, to be honest.
Wow.
And I was like, oh.
That's sad. That's sad.
I know.
Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on that thought because I have somebody else joining now. Hold on to that thought. Hello, LaQuisha. Thank you for joining.
Hey.
Everybody, that's LaQuisha. So, Ginger, hold your thought, and LaQuisha, introduce yourself to the panel.
Okay. My name is LaQuisha Malone. I am an author and I also own a hair care brand. And I'm a mom. And that's about it.
Thank you for joining us, LaQuisha.
You're welcome.
Ginger, I was asking you, how did you find out? Let's repeat this. How did you find out it was Women's Month? And
because
today is actually Women's Day.
Because I saw you posted on Facebook. But let's be serious. I mean, every day should be Women's Day. Hello.
It is.
Who runs the world?
It is. So, Shanice, how did you, the same question for you?
I'm gonna say when I saw your flyer last night, because to be honest, I'm not one to celebrate. I don't do holidays and stuff like that. So to me, everything that we celebrate, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Easter, whatever, all those things are all just regular days to me. So to hear about it, no. And like she said, every day is Women's Day. So there's not one day that I'm just gonna pick to celebrate myself. I should be celebrated every day for everything I do every day.
That's right. That's right. So, LaQuisha, I already know how you found out, but tell us anyway.
I found out by you when you called me and asked me, and I was like, "What? Didn't I know that?" But yeah, you told me about it what a couple days ago or something like that, or last
Uh-huh.
week. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, ladies, that thanks to me, y'all know about Women's Month of March and Women's Day. And if y'all seen my last podcast, y'all know I advised all the ladies don't cook today. That's right, you ladies, don't cook today. You know, don't cook today. Wait, this lady hit me up. I ain't gonna say her name because she probably she listening. She probably listening. So she was like, "Shana, I'm taking your advice. This was last night. I'm not cooking today." I was like, "Yay!" So you got kids, let them eat leftovers, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with leftovers. We ate leftovers, right?
You
Yeah.
make do with what you got.
That's right. That's right. So before we really get started, everybody that's on here, I would like for y'all to I would like for y'all to friend one another, you know, because this is all about network too. So we're gonna friend each other. If you're not friends with Ginger or Shanice, LaQuisha, all y'all, just friend one another, you know, because today is Women's Day. Okay, y'all, let's get started. I have some questions I had dug up, and I want to first I want to ask all three of y'all is going to be the same questions. So I want to know, and I would like to fit in an answer too, but I want to know, like, let's say, what does empowerment truly means to you? And LaQuisha, you can go first. What does empowerment truly mean to you?
Oh well. You put me on the spot on that one. Never really thought about what empowerment meant to me, but I guess if I had to think off the top of my head, maybe empowerment means to me, um, um, of course, it has power in it. So, not saying taking back your power, but owning, your power, and it could be in many different fashions of your life. So, you put me on the spot on that one because I didn't expect that.
Okay, Shanice, same
For
question.
me, I would say women empowerment would mean for me, um, my resilience, but also in moments my strength to know when I also need help and when I need someone to lean on, the way I carry it all, and how I get through the things that come to knock me down.
Mm, okay, okay, Ginger, same question.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't have to go first. So thank you for taking that
She took one for the team.
one.
We love you, girl.
But I always think of women's empowerment like in wanting to empower other women by inspiring them and just being your authentic self, like, because sometimes it's just about being honest. Like, it's not about being perfect. It's like, hey, I made that mistake too, because when you realize people are real and that they're not
Mm.
perfect, it makes you feel like you trust them, you look up to them more because they're vulnerable and honest. So I think that is a that's what empowering means to me, women's empowerment.
And I could feed off all three of y'all what y'all said because woman empowerment, I feel as though what all of y'all say plus, you know, being empowered. You understand what I'm saying? Going forward. Don't let nobody stand in your way. You know, and sometimes you gotta accept the word no, but that don't mean stop. You still gotta keep going. Because you're gonna get 100 no's and probably like 99 no's and probably like 101 yes. So you got to keep going. You got to empower yourself. And then as women, we should all come together and empower one another. And a lot of us don't do that. But today we're going to do it, y'all, because it's Women's Day. Today we will do it because it's Women's Day. So that's what's empowered me to me, because I have my women's empowerment luncheon every year. It means bringing us together. You understand what I'm saying? Inspire one another. Like we can do that, promoting one another. If you see my flyer, share it. I see Ginger flyer or LaQuisha flyer, share it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's we all got to come together, because if we don't stick together, women, who's gonna stand up for us? Nobody.
That's true.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So the next question: what is one thing every woman should believe about their self? And Shanice, you're gonna go first.
I think the one thing that every woman should believe about themselves is that they are more powerful than they will ever even begin to believe.
Yes. Yes. So true. That is true. And the same question for you, LaQuisha.
I think that every woman should believe in themselves that they can. So many times I run into women and people in general who feel like they cannot, and sometimes it's based off of the fear of others. Because some people are easy to project their fears on you of what they can't do, so they feel you can't do it, and it's so easy to get in that mindset. And that I feel like they should just believe in themselves that they can, and know who
Right.
you are.
True. Ginger.
I would say to trust themselves and their feelings, that they're valid, because I think so many times women are either gaslit or just don't have enough faith in themselves, that they don't do things because they don't listen to their intuition. And we know that a woman's intuition is very strong. So
Right.
I think that women need to believe in themselves and trust in themselves.
More. Yeah, more, because a
Yes.
lot of a lot of women I take as like they have like lower self-esteem,
Hmm.
and it comes from having a lot of people in your ear too saying you can't do that, you can't do this, so it make you think less of yourself. But as a woman, me, I feel as though we can do anything we put our mind to, no matter what age you are. I talked to this lady the other day, and her daughter in college, and she wanted to go back to college, and her daughter told her she was too old. I was
Oh,
like, you ain't too old. She's 74 years old. I was like, no, you're not too old. You can go to college, be mine. You can put your mind to it. You can do it. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of women do think that they too old to do certain things. And I feel as though I'm on here to tell y'all that's not true. That's not true. You can do anything you put your mind to, no matter what age you are. So I'm 50 something years old, and I want to go play jump rope. I might break a bone, and be harder to heal, but I want to jump rope, play kickball. You understand what I'm saying? I miss doing them things that I used to do. And I'm not saying I can't do it. I never tried it. Maybe once this summer I'm gonna try. Yeah,
oh,
I'm gonna try.
I can't wait to see that, Charnel.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want to do. Here's another question for y'all. If you could give one message to the next generation of girls, what would it be? Ginger first.
I would say to love yourself as you are, like your body, mind, everything. But especially for me as a teenager, I didn't know like how amazing I was. Like
Mm,
I hated my body and
mm.
all these things, and just that self-esteem is so important. And that boys aren't worth it. Don't worry about boys. They'll come later.
Mm. Yeah. And so next is Shanice, the same question.
oh my God, there'd be so many things to say. um, I would definitely say learning that it is okay to be different than everybody else, because we are not all meant to be the same. March to the beat of your own drum set. Do not be a
Mm,
follower, be a leader. It is okay to not know who you are. I'm 35 and look at me now. Everything is always consistently changing, and that is okay. Do not settle for anything or nobody. And if they are not willing to give you what you need, walk away. You still got time. Walk away.
Mm,
But most
mm.
importantly, love yourself every step of the way and don't regret anything, because each and everything you go through is going to keep on bringing you into that better version of yourself until you're looking back like that younger version ain't got nothing on me. She's nowhere near me. So
Amen.
enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey there, because when you look back at it, some of it's going to be tough, some of it's going to be good, but either way, it all made you.
Right. Dude, that's true. Now, LaQuisha, the same question.
Yeah. So, I guess what I would say is, and this just also speaking of what I would want to tell myself as well, what I wish someone probably
Mm-hmm.
would have told me, um, is that, don't be afraid to just be your authentic self, no matter what that is, and to trust that you know what you're doing, and that mistakes are necessary. Some people make you feel like making mistakes is like the worst thing in the world. You shouldn't do that. How could you? But mistakes are necessary to learn and grow in life, and not to be afraid of that. Take those risks, trust yourself, and if it doesn't work, get up, dust yourself off. If you want to try it again, do so. If not, find a new avenue, a new path, and continue to learn yourself. Because that's a never ending journey there.
That's true. And for me, what I would tell young girls, like, have confidence. Have confidence in yourself. If nobody don't have confidence in you, you have confidence in yourself. Love yourself. Yourself come first before anybody, before your man, your mother, your father. Yourself, love self come first.
Mhm.
And if you don't have that, somebody done took the ain't nobody can take your power of love away from yourself but you. Nobody can make you happy but you. You can't depend on another human being to make you happy. It's up to you to be happy. So that's what I was tell all the young girls, like, love yourself and only you can make you happy. Don't depend on nobody else to make you happy, because if you do, you're going to be crying all the time. I'm just saying,
All the
you're
time.
going to be crying all the time because only you can make you happy. You understand what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's what I would tell a young girl. Stay confident. Whatever you want to do, you can do. You can put your mind to it. Don't have all them naysayers in your ear saying you can't do this, you can't do that. You can do it. You just got to work hard at it.
Mhm.
And the main thing is you got to focus. It's all about focusing. You got to stay focused. You can achieve anything you want to achieve as long as you focus. That's what I have to say, yeah.
So true.
And I also
Yes,
want to say there's probably some older women out there who need to hear that for themselves, because just because you're
yes.
young, yes, we age, but just because we age don't mean those feelings that we had at a younger age that we never resolved ain't following us. So there might be some older women out there who need to hear that, be confident in yourself and all those other things. So
Mhm.
that
Yes.
might be for everybody, and that everything starts from within yourself, and just let others pour into you, but make sure your cup is already filled with you. And then you'll never be feeling empty waiting for someone else to give you what you already have on the inside.
Amen, Shanice. Yes, 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 Shanice. Yes. Okay, y'all. The next question. If y'all have any questions in the comment, please put them in a comment, and we'll try to get to your question. I want to thank again everybody for joining. And the next question, in your opinion, what is the most urgent issues affecting women today? And LaQuisha.
Oh man, the urgent issue. If I can say today, it would be the fact that people don't look at us as being, um, I want to say real, but capable and human. You know,
Hmm.
if you look at what they're doing and how things are happening right now when it comes to women in general, our voices are being taken, and I think that's
Hmm.
the biggest issue, is that they don't think we have that voice. As much
A
as we've proven it
voice.
over the years, we
Yes.
have the voice, we have the right, we know a lot. And yeah, scary now right now. So I think the issue is just, we are human. We have a voice. We're not property. We're not, all those things. So.
Right. Ginger, same question.
Yeah, it is scary out there. There's there's so much. But yeah, I would say rights. Like I know we have rights but we haven't had them that long. There's a lot of things. But I would say that I feel like they're trying to, with a lot of women's different women issues and men trying to make decisions for us.
Amen.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
That part.
Say it, Ginger. Speak freely on here. Let's do it. Say it.
That part. The men thinking that they have control or know better. Yeah. That part.
Okay, Ginger. Now, Shanice, same question.
I would say for me, just thinking about some of the things I'm experiencing, I think it's the fact of how people expect, especially melanated women, to be so strong and to carry the load, and yet then talk back at us saying that we're too hard, we're too masculine, we're too this, but not realizing how much we've been left to hold, and that causes a type of hardness in us. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Seeing that, having to carry those things, and just going through the fact of what we go through as a Black woman, knowing that we are the least protected woman that there is, most of the time left carrying a lot of things, and then still being told we're not soft enough like other women, we're not this like other women, but not realizing what makes us like that to not be like those other women. You know what I'm saying? So that for
Yes.
me.
Okay. And for me, I just had to, because I'm taking all what y'all say, because this is a very important topic. So, for me, affecting women today, and like Ginger said, men, trying to tell us what we can do with our body. You understand what I'm saying? Our body should be our body. You understand? Our body shouldn't be, up to, and I'm saying up to the government to say what we can do and what we can't do with our body. You understand? So, that's
Pause.
one issue.
I do want to say, because you know how you guys are saying men. So if we're going to say that it's really up to the government, let's not just say men, because when we say it's up to the government, that means that there is a panel of people sitting in a room, and it's not just men, it's women too, and they get to
Right,
vote. So if we're going to
right,
say that, then we can't just say it's men telling us what
right.
to do. It's a panel of people who sit in a room on government branches that decide what they want to tell you, and there's
Sure.
women in there too. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So if we're going to say the government, let's just say that and not say men, because when we say them signing off on laws, that's not particularly men. That's literally a panel of people in the government deciding what they want to give us.
Oh, okay. All right. So, both parties, we talking about both parties controlling women's rights. And we do have right, ladies. All of us on this panel, everybody who listening, we have rights. We have rights too. So I take it as, like, as I said, like, one, to me, the most important thing is controlling, telling you what you can and what you cannot do with your body. You understand? That's it for me. Telling what you can do and what you cannot do. And that's the only thing I can say about today's world. That they trying to control us. They trying to hold us down. They trying to do a lot for women. Two women, excuse me, two women. And we gotta fight for it. We gotta fight for it, because we can't, that's just like telling you, and I'm saying the government or anybody saying, like, only women can go get their teeth pulled on Wednesday. How about you got something to do on Wednesday? You can't go to the dentist on Wednesday. You gotta go Saturday. But it's our day on Wednesday. Like, so, we just gotta stand up. And for them women who's standing up and fighting for us, I take my hat off. I take my hat off for them, because I be seeing a lot of YouTube videos, and this woman out there fighting for us. And y'all might not know this, but I know this. There's a lot of women out there fighting for us. That's all I gotta say. And we gotta stick together, women. Stop being so bitter because of other women. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a lot of us doing that. Well, not me no more. But a lot of us doing that, being bitter, talking about women putting another woman down because she ain't on your level, or she might not understand something you saying. If somebody don't understand what you're trying to say, help them understand. Don't call their names out and say, damn, she ain't even hear what I was saying. Excuse me. She ain't even hear what I was trying to say. She this, she that. We got to stick together as women, y'all. You know, Fight the power. That's all I gotta say. We gotta fight the power for real. Fight the power. Okay, now the next question. What role should men and allies play in advancing gender? Oh, I ain't read this one. Gender equality.
Can you reread that question one more time?
What role
Yeah.
should men and allies play
Allies.
Al.
in advancing gender equality, excuse me. Do y'all understand the question?
What role should men play in advancing gender
Gender
equality?
equality.
So are we
Yes.
talking about workspace? Because I feel like most of the time
We
as
can talk about
women,
anything. It could be
well,
workspace,
for me,
whatever.
I feel like within this question, I feel like most of the time, if we had a disadvantage where we look like we're not qualified enough, it's in the workspace. Because I mean, at home, we're already expected to be qualified there. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like the only time we're having this issue is when it comes to work. So, for example, let's use Jasmine Crockett for an example, right? Or Kamala Harris, right? Look at them. They are intelligent Black women running, and I don't care if they're not exactly Black, but they are melanated, and melanated comes in all shapes of color, right? That's not just Black women, it's all shapes. We all melanated, right? These women showed you that they had the credentials, they had the education, they had the stature, they had everything, right? But what was the problem? They were women.
Yeah, that's the main.
Women.
Yeah,
Mhm.
women.
And because they were women, they said we don't want to look at a woman running and they're too emotional. They're this, they're that. They can't do what we do. They're not us. They're not men. And so I feel like that's really the only avenue where we face that. And are we enough? Are we adequate enough? Are we matched? We need that gender equality happening there in the workplace, just like that CEO woman who was better than the dude under her. She even taught him, but he literally got the position because she was simply a woman and couldn't go to the boys club. You get what I'm saying? So
Yep.
for me, I feel like that's the only
Mhm.
area where it's like, where can we improve that gender equality? Because some jobs, yes, women are great at doing them just like a man,
Yep.
and maybe there are some jobs that are just for men, just like I feel like there really are some jobs that, yes, anyone could do, but a woman does it better. Just like there are some jobs that, yes, anyone could do, but a man does do it better. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. That's so true. Do you want to say something about that, Ginger? Same question.
Um, yeah, I think it's definitely still in the workplace. Because after doing insurance for 25 years, it's definitely, you can see it's a boys club no matter what.
Mm.
And a lot of businesses. But who's really behind the scenes? Who's really behind the scenes doing the hard work?
Right. That's so true. LaQuisha.
Oh, I agree with both ladies. I agree with both ladies.
Okay. The next question. What changes do you hope to see for women globally in the next 10 years? What changes, Shanice?
honestly and truthfully, it goes back to what you said. I really do hope that we come together. And I don't even mean this just for women. I really mean this as a people. I really hope that we start coming together. I mean, yes, especially women, because we're talking about women today, but I really hope that we start coming together and stop living in this individual mindset that was put onto us as a social norm, because they teach you individuality in school. Do it by yourself, do it by yourself, do it by yourself. But when you go to other countries and you see people flourish, and why? Because they're doing it together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They do these things together, and one versus you having a whole group of people, that creates you have different minds, different resources. Everybody's bringing something different to the table. And even as melanated people, I'm gonna speak on that. Look at how well we do when we actually come together. And I'm speaking from history, because we had things like Black Wall Street, Tulsa, all that, and all that happened
Mhm.
because we decided we wanted to be one band, one sound, one mind, and we was like, we're gonna do this for us. So when we come together, whether it's women coming together, men coming together, us coming together collectively, we are one unstoppable band. And I'm just saying that because history shows what we do when we come together and we are on one wavelength and we are in accordance with each other. Because someone asked a question the other day and they said, what are we doing collectively? Yes, we work, we have all this stuff going on, but what are we doing collectively for the collective? How are we moving forward collectively as a people, as women, as men, as all together? So When we come together in accordance, there's so much we can get done.
Yes. Now, LaQuisha, you next. Do I gotta repeat it or?
Yeah, yeah, you can repeat it. I kind of feel the same way Miss Shanice
What?
feels. It kind of went along with what I was saying. I was going to say about supporting each other. So it's kind of like I'll be just repeating kind of what she said. So if you want
No.
to repeat the
Okay.
question, you can.
Okay. I asked, what changes do you hope to see for women globally in 10 years? Within 10 years.
Yeah, I think it kind of fits the metric of what Shanice was saying because my thought process was, in a nutshell, supporting each other and one another, with our voices. But it kind of, like I say, goes right back to what she was saying. So.
Right, Ginger.
Yeah, I mean, I feel similar too. I was just going to add that um, I lived in the Dominican Republic for a little while, and that was one of the things that stood out to me, like being in the spaces. It was still like the whole family lived right there, like your
Mm,
grandmother's across the street, your aunt, everybody was right there. And I remember asking, "Oh, do you have like a lime? Oh, hold on." And 5 minutes later, she comes back with like 10 because everybody's working together to help each
right.
other. And I'm like, I know we kind of have it here, when we look, I mean, when we had the last blizzard here in Rhode Island, I saw tons of videos of neighbors helping each other, like remove snow and all these things. But like that's something that I would love to see, and women uplifting each other instead of cat fights and stupid, like nobody's gonna win if we
Mhm.
don't work together.
And that's
You know?
so true. That's so true. And I believe in that too. All of us coming together. We have to come together as one, as women.
Mhm.
And we have to come, like I said earlier, we have to support one another. If we don't support one another, who wants to support us? Yeah, we got husbands, we got boyfriends, but I'm talking about other women. You understand what I'm saying? You know your spouse gonna support you, but a woman who gonna
Not
support you?
always.
Huh?
Not
Not
always.
always. Well, I
Oh,
hope my husband
oh,
listening because my husband
Not
support me. He
always.
listen.
better continue on supporting me.
Because
You
sometimes
understand
your
what I'm
spouse can
saying?
be your
Please.
biggest hater,
Nelson,
man.
Oh my
her
gosh.
You
husband
just some.
knows better. He better
Yeah, no
support.
offense. That's true because a spouse could get jealous.
Oh
They can be
A
your
spouse.
biggest hater
oh
sometimes.
my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So but yeah, what we gonna think? We gonna think mindful. We gonna think. They gonna support us. You understand what I'm saying? We gonna have that mindset. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So we
You
gonna
definitely
keep
go
that
in there thinking
mindset.
that.
I'm not getting one until they do.
Until the mask come off.
There you go.
Whew.
But yeah, like everybody as women come together, like help one another. And to tell you the truth, that's why I started my women's empowerment to bring women together to help one another. You understand what I'm saying? To tell you and share your story. To tell if I'm doing something wrong, say with my publishing company, and I make somebody else got a publishing company. Tell me, give me some advice. We got to give each other advice without, because some women, you can give them advice, they be so hurt. Why. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just
Mhm.
sit back and listen. It
Mhm,
might
mhm.
benefit you. Some people don't like hearing the words say no. Some people don't like giving. I told a lady before she wrote a book, and I told her, you need to get your book edited. Y'all know me. I ain't saying it in a nasty way. I just, we swapped books. She bought my book. I bought her book. And I told her that she needed to edit a book. I couldn't even get past 2 pages. And she told me, and I thought I was being a friend. I didn't know her. It was Facebook. So I didn't really know her. But I went to her and I told her, I messaged her on Facebook and I told her that she needs some more work. If I was her, I gave her my opinion. If I was you, I'd take that book down. That's what I said because it needed to be edited. But she said she couldn't afford the editor. She couldn't afford an editor. Okay, I understand that, but you still put your book out. Then you know what she told me, y'all? I don't care. I ain't taking no book down. So I said, well, Amazon good with refunds because people gonna be getting refunds like crazy from your book. But I was just trying to talk to her, like, you know, And we just got to just stop. And I just try to help. Sometimes you can't help people. Sometimes people don't even want to hear the truth. You want to be truthful to them. They don't want to hear the truth. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm a truthful person, right, LaQuisha? I just
You are. You definitely
I
are.
just be trying to, help people. Help people,
Hmm.
from A to B. And like I tell Ginger like certain things. I told you a lot of stuff, right, Ginger? So I just be
Mhm.
trying to help. Then if I say something that you don't like, don't fault me for my opinion. And that's what us as women we do. We fault one another because we don't like what we hear.
Well, I kind of feel that that could be learned behavior too.
That could be
A
what?
learned behavior, like
Learn.
being a product of
Mhm.
your environment because you don't, that's what you see. But I also feel like when it comes down to telling people the truth and stuff too, not everybody is in the headspace to want to hear it for sure.
Yeah.
Because they may not be in that space to come out of it. Like your girl said, I can't afford an editor. So in her mind, it's an attack to me because of my finances, and you don't know what's going on, but I'm triggered in that,
Mm-hmm.
in that space. And I feel like to what you're saying, I think people do want the truth. That she wanted help, but she knew she couldn't afford help. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's whatever space or mental space a person or is in to be able to receive what's being said sometimes. Because sometimes that you can say it right then. You could tell her that right now. She might not forget that. And when she can't afford it, then she's like, okay, I can do better. So now I'm gonna make sure I remember what she said. So I get this done now. I'm not gonna do it with this project, but going forward, maybe, So sometimes you can tell the truth right now, and it may be planting that seed to where it just blooms and blossoms later. Um, you
But
know, um,
the person I am, I was willing to give her a discount, to
mhm,
revise her book. Like I was going to do it for her. You understand what I'm
mhm,
saying? But then she was telling me something about taxes. You gotta wait till I go ahead, just do it when I get my taxes. I'll give it to you. And I don't know her from a can of paint. She from Facebook. Not saying everybody on Facebook is bad, but I don't know her to do that for her. You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't do it. I just told her when she gets some money, when she get her taxes, give me a call. Cause I don't know, y'all can
Mhm.
do her book for free and I can be hunting her damn ass down. She changed her Facebook page, she did this.
Yeah.
I can't get in touch with her. So, and that's all I
Yeah.
was saying, and it is, it is. Take advice, y'all. Even though if you don't use it, because I learned that. I learned to take advice from people. It might not be good advice, it might be bad advice, but take it. Just take advice from people because you don't know, it might help you in the long run. It might
Right.
do. And us being women, we so jealous of one another. I'm just reading that because a comment. Somebody in a comment said that we was taught to be jealous.
I was just
They
gonna say
right.
it's a
Wait,
learned
wait, wait,
behavior. I was
but
gonna say
can
it's
I
kind of
say something
taught.
on that?
Go ahead.
Because do we not watch women fight every day? We're watching baddies, love and hip hop, real housewives of
But wait,
Hollywood.
Shanice,
And
Every
wait,
and
time
I feel
we see
Shanice.
like
it, what are
that's
we
the
doing
taught
though? We're
behavior
tearing
as
each other
well.
But wait,
Yeah.
Shanice. The keyword, we watching it. We don't have to watch it. We
That's
don't have
true,
to
right?
watch it.
But you have to realize, right, that what we see shapes us. What we see, what we hear, and it is thrown around us 24/7. It
Hmm.
shapes what we are, how we interact, what we think is properly right, and all this other stuff. So even though, yeah, you have a choice to watch it, but we see it in a lot of stuff. Even when you see like these women who are up there, like they got status, they've got good jobs. When you see them on these shows, you think you're about to watch something where you can get some real knowledge from these women, some real understanding. Then all you see is them fighting, arguing, backstabbing, talking about each other. So it's kind of like, I know we have our own minds and we are allowed to make our own choices, but we have to realize how we grow up, our environment, our social, our TV, all that
Learned
shapes who we're
behavior.
going to be and
Hmm.
how we act with each other and in crowds and everything else. So that plays a lot into how we are as women too, what we're watching as well.
I
Right.
Hmm.
think too, sometimes when people, depending on what you've been through, experience, like there's a lot of women who have had bad experiences with other women. I know
Hmm.
a lot of women that are like, no, I don't really want female friends, or I don't have
Right.
too
Me
many
too.
because of experiences that they've had. I mean, I think most of us have, I've learned from most of the experiences that I've had like
And
that. But
that's why I said it was learned behavior, because even though you're
Mhm.
adults, you're still learning the behavior of everything else. And with
Mhm.
Shanice watching those type of shows, that could be what's relevant. to them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because if you think about men, especially like you said, women in these statures, if you think about men in those same statures, most of the time it's cutthroat. Most of the time it can be, and you trying to keep, most of them try to keep up. And we don't have to play the same playing field, you
Right.
know, and to get where we're trying to go the same way. But to me, it's still, you know, because we're always learning every day. It's always a learned behavior. Most people think, oh, if I want to get to this place, I have to be like this, and
Mm-hmm.
you only get
Mm-hmm.
in there because what you're being shown at that time, you know. And some people don't. It's kind of like again, being a product of your environment. Sometimes you don't know or don't have that capacity where you are, and some people can't dig them. It's just too much for them to dig themselves out alone. You know, and it's not always somebody saying, not saying come save me, but it's not always that for everybody, you know. And some people are just comfortable where they are, you know, and they don't want better. That's another thing too, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they may not believe. It's like this thing that I used to go through, and I've heard other people say. Some people have a fear of success. I mean, a fear of success. You're not afraid of
Mm-hmm.
failure because that's something that's you're used to. That's something that's
Mm.
easy. You
Mm.
expect that. But to realize that I can actually do that thing and I can be great at it, that's a fear that some people don't want to unlock. You know, because it's going to require too much. And not that they're lazy at it. It's just that it's going to take too much. And I can't see past what's right here in front of me. And sometimes it could be just because of your circle, right?
Right.
When I was in college, I had a professor tell me that when he was hanging around his friends on the block and all these things, and when he became a professor trying to elevate himself, he began to hang around people wearing suits, and the whole conversation changed. The
Mm.
location of where the meetups changed compared to standing on the corners and whatever you did. And he said before long he began to wear the suits, and he began to view things differently in that space. But had he not got in the professor role that he was in, he would have never met those people. He would have still
Mm.
been where he was. You know, and it wasn't that he was looking for them at all. You know, he was
Mm.
trying to do something here, and just so by happenstance, however you want to call it, he ended up in this circle. You know, and I remember him telling me that, well, telling the class that, you know, you just got to watch who you hang around, because you're either going
Right.
to be a part of it, or, and if you want to be the exception of it, or something different, you have to move and hang around a set of crowd of people that you want to be like, which is kind of hard, because I know coming from where I came from, people like me were not doing successful things. I to this day don't know anybody that I can say is on a certain successful level that I'm looking at. I don't know them personally who I can go to and say, hey, what's your experience in this? Hey, can I pick your brain? I need help. I know for sure I don't know anybody in my where I'm from who's like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of it too. Like that, like I say, to me, it all can boil down to that learned behavior, being a product of your environment. And then again, if that person is at that stage or space in their life to where they want better and will go seek that information. And then we live in a world right now where it's all on the internet. It's so free. But
Yeah.
the execution, I think, like I say, it's that fear of success. If I actually execute this thing and it works, then what? You
So
know?
Mm.
can I piggyback off of her? Because girl, you just dropped so many gems, girl. The coins is going on. I do want to say heavy believe in the company you keep because it shapes your
Yes.
world. And I be teaching
Mm.
my kids that when we're reading Proverbs, because Proverbs is all about a lot about the company you keep and how that company can shape your choices, the trouble you get into,
Yes.
the trouble you don't get into, what you see
Yes.
is good, what you don't see is good. And like you said, when you're someone trying to thrive for someone, something big, right? How do I look sitting in a circle where nobody wants to do anything? And
Mm.
then I'm the one that's above at the top because they can all learn from me, but who am I learning from? What can I do? Because now I'm at the top of this circle. And then when I'm
Mm.
sitting around people who don't want to do anything, where's my motivation? Even though you got motivation from self within, like you said with your guy, he saw them and that motivated him. You get what I'm saying? When you are around people in certain rooms, it makes you motivated. Well, if you're not a jealous person, you get motivated like me, like I'm motivated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I'm not jealous of what they're doing. Can I learn from you? Tell me what you did. Could we talk? Can I pick your brain? Like, stuff like that. And then piggybacking off of being scared of succeeding because of that new foundation. Like everything we're in right now, this is old foundation. We know every crack, every crevice, every whatever. So we're not afraid to walk it. But that new foundation where God is asking you to step where you don't see the concrete yet, we're
Mm-hmm.
scared of that. We're scared of that because we're scared, like we never stepped here before. That's new territory. So success can be that new territory that, yeah, I know it's right there. If I just pass right through that veil, it's there, but I'm scared because I ain't never been there before. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're doing it alone and you're the only one around you who's been there. That's extra scary. And I can relate to that on so many levels with what I'm doing right now, because I be looking like I'm trying to find, not purposely like you said, but you start to realize that you want to be like, you got a hunger to be around people you can learn from. And that's where I'm at. Like I love the people who are my friends and my family, but it's like, what can I learn from you right now? And I want to be in a space where I'm doing nothing but absorbing and learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have a
told you that in a
question.
phone call recently about hanging with a group of people that each person can feed off of each other and things. I was talking to Chanel about that a couple of weeks ago. Wanting to have that friend circle. I think I saw it on TikTok. A group of friends had got together, each one of them thriving in different areas, whether it was RNs to doctors to business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever. And they all would have these meetings. They come together and just feed off each other. And what was the last quarter like for you? What's our yearly go? Like those type of things. And I know for me, when I'm talking to people around me and I'm like, yeah, let's do this, vision board. Let's plan out our year. What are we gonna do? What's our goals? Nobody's trying to hear that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm by myself. Am I doing this right? And are they attainable? And I feel like it is, but I want someone that extra head space to say, okay, here's a task you could throw in there to make sure they get done. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't think of that because I'm so focused over here. So yeah, thank you for that. Just something we could just pull off of each other. And again, Proverbs, that's my favorite too. So I heard you say that.
Lovely.
That's the
Listen,
book right
I'm
there.
at the point where, like, if everybody just was regurgitating and repeating Proverbs, we wouldn't be doing half the stuff we doing. Because when I say Proverbs speak to everything,
Yeah.
it be speaking to everything and all things. And I just be like, this is just that chapter. This is.
It is.
And that's so true. And people that a lot of people are just scared to get out their comfort zone. They
I mean,
know what
can
they
I
know.
ask, did everybody feel that way when you wrote a book? Like, I know for me, I was like, oh, I'm a writer. And people they're like, she's an author. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm an author. Like, I don't know why it just changes that feeling. And I'm like, somebody posted a picture with me and they're like, author and poet. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Am I this? Okay. Yep. He just claimed it for me. So now I gotta step up and be that person. But
And that's what a lot of new authors like.
Mhm.
Like when I first became an author, I used to take it as bragging. Like when I be like, I meet somebody, oh, I'm an author. I'm an author. I write books. And then when I go back and think about our conversation, I'll be like, was I bragging? Or was I'm just letting her know, like promoting myself? So sometimes I get confused. And I guess it's the way how you say it too, you know?
Ooh.
So I was
Or
like, is I'm promoting myself because now people hating on me. Like, is they hating because the way I said it or because I'm an author? I don't know. Because you could be an author, well, all of us is author, but anybody can write a book. And I tell everybody that.
yes,
Anybody
I've
can
seen
write and
some.
publish a book. You understand what I'm saying? So when I first heard, damn, Shana, I am an author, and I was like, damn. But then when people ask you what you do, and you say I write books and I'm an author, sometimes they look at you like, did I say something wrong? Or you understand what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
I
Can
will
I
say I was
also
calling
say,
myself
though?
an author before I actually published, so I was ready for that title. I'm an author. So I had on my social media posting it every day, author LaQuisha. It was
I love
coming.
that. But also to say that sounds like us also being afraid to bask in our glory, because I had a friend ask me the other day, and I haven't even had a chance to even think about this or ask myself, but she was like, how do you feel? You've been doing all this stuff, writing, events, just everything. And you said you wanted to write a book and you did it. Now you're about to release your second one and you're just hitting all these milestones. How do you feel? And you know what it made me realize? Like, how often do we sit back and bask in what we did before we're thinking about, okay, we got this done. What is next? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, yes, I feel like it's not even me personally. I feel like It's not
Always.
often enough that I'm even celebrating myself or celebrating these moments or really living in
Success.
it, or even how you said, oh, bragging. Like, I'm not bragging. You know what? I should be fucking bragging. I should
Right.
be bragging. You get what I'm saying? Like, I should be bragging it from the rooftops, wearing it on a little thing right here. Like, I should be. And the fact that we feel ashamed about that is crazy, because we should be basking in it. For some of us, it takes a lot to get where we are. We should be basking in that.
Right. Right.
I
But
had
other
a
people
author
don't take it.
friend.
Other people don't take it like that, you know. And
Mhm.
I'm reading somebody comment. We're not responsible for how other people think. Y'all, let me tell y'all. I'm taking y'all back. I wrote a book, like probably my third book I wrote, and I had to get it revised because when I wrote my book, the editor took out. LaQuisha, I think I told you this. Took out the details of the book. And when I showed my friends the manuscript, and then when they purchased the book, because you do got friends that still purchase and promote you, and then they were like, When I read your manuscript, it ain't say that. Where the part that I was laughing? You understand what I'm saying? What's this part? But the editor took it out, said I ain't need the details to the book. You understand what I'm saying? She'd be like, you don't need the detail. But then when I got the book, a lot of people was complaining because I didn't do the detail. But I was a new author. As a new author, I'm going by what the editor's saying. You understand? Because I don't know. I don't know how to edit. I don't know. So I went by what the editor said. So to say this, sometimes you can't. I revised my book because of one saying. One person that said on Amazon said something bad about it. So I revised the book. Now I'm learning. I know that was wrong, Shanice. Now I'm learning. I can't, how can I say that? I can't please everybody. We can't please everybody. You understand? We can't please everybody. So I stopped trying to please it. It is, and I hate saying this word. For those who know me, know I hate saying this word. It is what it is. I hate that word. But in reality, that's what it is. It is what it is. So you can't please everybody. We all got to come together as women. A lot of people ain't know it was Women's Day. Women's Month for that. I said, and I see my husband in comments saying no cooking today, because I told everybody no cooking today. Wait, I
Not
don't
your
know if you
husband in
heard
the
what y'all said
comments.
earlier, Shanice and Ginger.
Your husband's in the next room, like, I'm not feeling this. This day needs to be over now.
Tell him, figure out what he's ordering then tonight, or
There's a
he
lot
better
of names in that kitchen drawer.
I
or
know
he
that's
better
right.
start cooking for you.
I also wanted to piggyback off of something you said about the editor changing things. And this is for people who are new authors, because the one thing that I kept while being a new author is, yes, it's great to have an editor, right? But no one knows your story like you, and no one knows how it's supposed to be told like you do. So even though I had an editor, I had it to where, don't make any changes unless we go over those changes. And I can read your changes and see that even though you made that change, it's still conveying the same thing that I needed that page to convey, or that scene to convey, or that moment to convey. So even though you're a new author, the one thing I'd be telling people, don't be afraid to use your mouth, because closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't like what someone's doing with your work, say that. Don't think that just because, oh, they're an author, an editor. Yes, they might be an editor, but no one knows how to tell you a story like you. She's an editor, but she's not an author like you. She's not that visionary like you. She's not the one with that story in her head or his head like you are. So don't be afraid to be like, I know they're an editor. I know they got some experience, but they don't got no experience in this story that I'm writing. I'm the one that's experienced in this story.
Right.
So don't be afraid of that.
I mean,
And
and
that's
it's just like books. Like, everybody has a different preference for books. Like, I don't want to read, like, science fiction isn't my thing. Okay. So everybody can have their opinion on science fiction, but editors are all different. So maybe that's not the right editor if they don't see the
Yep.
vision that you're trying to put out there, and they don't hear your voice in your story, because that's the other thing.
that's
Like,
I
for
was
true.
me,
just gonna say that same thing.
sorry.
I used to be a publisher myself, and that was one thing I tried to teach, was that, not every editor is for every genre. And one thing I knew, what I was looking for with editors were people who were willing to converse, so that you can understand where we're trying to go. you know,
Mm.
and then be able to then I always tell authors, your editor is not the last person to review your work. You're always still the very last person to review and accept your work. That's why I used to tell my authors when I was a publisher, and you got to find the editor that's going to be right for your genre. For one, you have some editors say, "Oh, I do all genres." But that may not be your specialty. My
Right.
genre, or what I'm trying to do. I had a friend who had a editor do hers, and because she was writing more of the Christian fiction, and this editor was used to urban and street
Mm.
fiction, she was trying to steer her book to that. Oh, you need to add this, give more, elaborate. And she was like, no, everything is implied because this is Christian fiction. There are rules. Some rules can be broken, but there are still rules. And you break too many, it kind of throws you out of what you're trying to do. And it can place you all the way over here. And it's not good for your audience. It's not true to who you are and what you're trying to convey. So,
Right.
yeah.
And some editors just don't care. They just out for the money. For real. They
That
they
one
they,
too.
they just don't care. They don't care about your story. They don't care
Mhm.
if it's heart feeling. You understand what I'm saying? Long they just want to get paid. They just want this. So I'm glad I hope my editor listening. Hey Trish. But I just because I met my editor and I finally met my editor last year. She came to my women's empowerment. We've been doing business a, for a long time, right, Quisha? Me and my
Mhm.
editor been doing business for a long time. Never met her. Never, I seen her, but never met her before. Last year, she came to my women's empowerment. You know how happy it was for me to see my editor right there? I didn't even know she was coming. And I never met her a day in my life. We just talked on the phone and did like emails and stuff like that. And she popped up. And y'all, she coming this year. Y'all want me to too. She coming this year. But the point is that you have to get someone, I know it's Women's Day, but we still talking about anything. I said anything we could talk about. You gotta still get somebody you can talk to that understand, and communication is the big key when working with somebody. Y'all gotta have that understanding, and I learned that from this editor I have now. You gotta have that communication, because if the communication is out the window, yeah, your book gonna be all messed up. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then the book gonna be so messed up, then you gonna want the editor to edit it again. Then she's gonna charge you an extra fee on top of that, because that's what happens when you don't communicate. So for those first time authors, y'all get an editor. Make sure she know what she's doing, but communicate. It's all about communication when it comes down to editing.
I would
And
say
Communication
for
is the
plus,
those
key.
authors too to make sure they vet their editors, because I used to have a vetting process when I was a publisher, and I wouldn't just go for one editor. I would at least try to narrow down to three, and
Mm-hmm.
then vet those three for what I needed. So I would
Right.
say, and sometimes when I work with new authors, they were always in a rush. And I'm like, even traditional publishers can take years for one book to even be finally released and then marketed properly and all those things. So I would definitely say vet, take that time to truly vet what you're looking for, and talk and get the conversations. And when you narrow it down, then just narrow it down just a little bit tighter as well. I used to always encourage my authors to have a we used to call it our writing group, but it's not really what it was. But you had that few select people right before it went to the editor, and then once everything was finalized, you had a second few, and this could be like 2 to 3 people. It wasn't really big. It's like five total in the circle is what I would encourage. And then, you had a select few that would start the process before we send it to the editor. Once you have completed what you're doing, it's okay, this is all my errors are gone. I think this is where I'm at. And then after you review over your editor changes and got all that completed, and you're like, I accept it. This is what I think is good. Then we had a second set of people who would review that material with has never read it, fresh eyes, and then give us another set of feedback. So those were the things
Mm.
that I took as a publisher with my authors to make sure that vet your people, and get that. Yeah, like I said, don't have to be a lot of people, but a mixture of an author, a friend, a writer who haven't maybe not want to take that step yet, but you just got your group who's going to help you perfect that piece of work. And I used to have my alpha and my beta readers, so yeah. So I think that it's just taking the time, and this could go for any area of what you want to do. Taking that
Mm-hmm.
time, because some people everything seems quick right now.
Rush.
You got people who you see them, oh, I made my first million, but they're not teaching you or telling you. But I've
mm,
been doing this for 6, 7 years. They're not
Mm-hmm.
telling you that part yet.
Right.
They make it sound good. That's the, here is where I am. My book is published. My product is out. My things are done. But it's that it's later you find that process. Oh wow, they actually really did struggle, you know. But right
Mm.
now it looks all fresh and new. You don't see that struggle, you know, or things like that. So take
That's
time.
so true.
Mhm.
That's so true. Yeah, oh boy, and I forgot all of us is writers. All of us in here is writers. We authors, y'all. Scream it out, shout it out. We authors. So, the next question I want to ask, what moment in your life or career most shaped the woman you are today? And Ginger first.
What is it? What moment
What
in your
moment
life?
in your life or career most shaped the woman you are today?
Um, at this point in my life, I would say it was my living in the Dominican Republic has changed my life for the better. it's
Mm.
it it was the point where I just got to see what it's like to live in another country, to go be in a in spaces where it wasn't my first language. I was still learning Spanish, and um it just gave me a whole different view. Like, I thought I was empathetic, but then when I came back, it just gave me a whole different view of everything. And there were other things that just I learned to trust myself and have confidence in my intuition and all different things. So that was
Mm.
definitely an experience that has changed me for the better. And it helped me finish my book.
Okay, now. Okay, Shanice.
For me, I think what shaped me the most in the woman that I am today is a lot of the most of a lot of the trials and tribulations I went through as a kid. Most people who follow my story know that I dealt with a lot of homelessness growing up, and I don't mean light homelessness, like not knowing where food was gonna come from, clothes, stuff like that, you know. So there was a lot I went through at a young age that definitely defined me, definitely built my resilience, definitely made me feel like I have already been through so much at a young age that like you're gonna have to hit me with some real hard stuff before I really start panicking and thinking that the world's gonna end, you know? So,
Mm.
and also what I went through at a young age helped me decide that I wanted to be an author because reading books when I was going through all that, I felt like I had an escape. You know, I could open a book and I'd be gone until the book was closed, you know? So I
Mm.
always felt like at 12 years old, I was sitting right at this old complex they used to have in Newport, the old hillside that they used to have. I was sitting right at a family member's house when I was like, I want to do this. I want to give people the same feeling. I want to be able to create a world and then put it on a page and have people read it and step into it. So
Mm. Okay, Quisha.
Yes. Can you repeat the question for me?
All right, 1 second. Okay, what was the moment in your life or career most shaped the woman you are today?
So I was trying to think of the moment, and I don't know. I guess I can say for me, um, I used to always say it was by having my daughter, because a lot of things were fueled by the child that I had. Every decision, everything that I tried to accomplish was for this thing here to look up to, whatever the case may be. Um, but as I was sitting there thinking, I had for me, I went through a relationship that was not the greatest one, and for me, I lost where I felt like I had everything in control. I lost control, and everything I loved, everything that made me happy, I realized what was that? It was gone. I wasn't doing those things. So the woman I am
Mm.
today has been, um, I guess, saying that mindset of I had to relearn who I was without that, and then what
Mm.
truly makes me happy. So I guess I can say that coming out of that and then taking that time to truly live in the space of what do you really want to do? How can you take who you are today and move forward and grow in that? Because of course you can't go backwards. I can't be what it was. So I think that was the moment for me to shape me for who I am right now today. Because everything that I do, I know for now today is me definitely um keeping my voice, if that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
that I can trust myself without realizing that if something goes left or wrong, I can trust myself to do what's necessary without it being delayed or anything like that. So truly just in that moment of like, yeah, do this or this what you want to do. If there's a failure behind it, there's something wrong, be okay with stepping away, be okay with resetting, if that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
think that relationship coming out of that really shaped, and I'm still learning, was really shaping the person I am right now to make sure that, I keep me intact.
Right. Oh, okay, Lucretia. For myself, I was thinking as all of y'all ladies was talking, I was thinking to myself, what made me the woman I am today? My today as being an author came out of a bad situation. My son passed away from leukemia, and that's why I started writing. So, and I can say, and we can't predict the future, but I really can say that if my son wouldn't be passing away, yeah, I wouldn't be reading all these nice and good books I wrote. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't look at me myself as being an author back then. So what came good out of it is that now that I'm an author, I'm telling my story, and I know he looking down on me. He really looking down on me. He's saying, "Go, Ma," because I'm sure he's saying in his brain and his mind up there in heaven that, "Mom, when the hell you start reading a book?" You understand? Now you're writing. So so my way as today that brought me here today, plus is my family, and me just kept going because I could have been, losing a child just make you go different ways. And I could have turned the other way, but now I got a podcast. I got my women's empowerment, you know, and me and my husband do so much amazing things like where we live at far as events and stuff. So today, as the woman I am today, I can thank all my supporters and my family being by my side because they made me the woman that I am today. So
Also,
that's
clap for yourself, man. You turned your pain into power. You turned that pain in,
hmm
and instead of letting it eat you up like it could have did, you found a way to
hmm
really get it out in a positive way that was going to help you cope with something that you're going to be coping with for the rest of your life. Because, like I tell people, you never get
yeah,
over something like that every day. You just
right,
learn how to live with it, you know?
right.
So that's a
And that's
beautiful. I hope you give yourself a lot of credit for that.
thank you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to live with it. You have
Mhm.
your moments, but I feel as though I'm a strong black woman today.
Mm.
I'm strong and I'm strong and I'm not just going to take no for nothing. I'm not taking no. I'm not accepting no. Whatever I want to do, I'm not letting nobody talk me out of it. Because you got to do what you got to do. Say like you, Shanice, you might want to just cut all your hair off. That's how you feel at the moment. You want to cut all your hair off, but everybody in your ear say, "Ew, don't do that, don't do that." You got to do what you got. No, I'm saying you got to do what you want to do. You can't listen to all them people that's in your ear. Like Quisha, she cut all her hair off, right,
All
Quisha?
the time, all the time.
Yeah,
Grow it right back.
I just be like, yep, we gotta
Exactly. I
yeah.
think
So
that was
go.
why living in the Dominican was such a big thing for me because it was the one thing when people were like, "What are you doing? Oh, you can't do that." And I was like, "Oh, yes, I can. Watch me." And it was the first time that I stopped listening to what everybody else said, you
yeah,
know.
sometimes you got to do that. You
Was it
just got to.
perfect? No, but I learned so many things and I grew so much from it. Like, yeah.
Now let me ask y'all this other question. Who is a woman that inspired you and how did she influence your path? We're gonna go with y'all look like y'all in a deep thought.
Because we are thinking. Give us let the
I
clock,
mean,
let the
that's a
little
deep
timer count
question.
down for a
Right,
second.
right. Chanel, why don't you go first this time?
Okay, because I'm thinking too, who is
You.
the woman that inspired you and how? I don't think I'm trying to say it's a lot of women, like different women. First of all was my moms. I gotta give big ups to my moms. Like she inspired me. No, she's not an author. No, she don't do what I do, but she inspired me like to keep going forward. You understand what I'm saying? And a woman, oh my aunt, oh God bless her soul. My aunt passed away. I used to call her about everything. That's one woman. She was like my second mom. I called her about everything. If I ain't agreed to like Shanice, what Shanice say, or Ginger or LaQuisha say, I'll call my aunt. Are you hear what? Because LaQuisha told me this. Like she was there for me. And she'd be like, oh, Shaw. She tell me when I'm wrong. She put me in my place. So the woman inspired me. And she bought all my books since she passed away. She bought every book. Even though I don't even believe she read them, but she showed her support. You understand what I'm saying? Till she passed away. She bought all my books. So I say that my mama and my auntie, I miss her. Oh, I miss her so bad. But yeah, there was the only two women that's in my life that inspired. And my sister. My sister, I'm throwing it out to my sister. She helped me out too. But the biggest one was my mom's and my auntie. They're the women in my life that inspired me.
Well, I would
Now,
say my
Shanice.
mom. Oh,
Oh, go ahead, Quisha. You go, Quisha.
I would say my mom inspires me as well. But I think my biggest inspiration has always been my grandmother. God rest her soul. She kind of was like what you're saying about your aunt. She was that old school, and she said it like it was. She didn't. I watched her not care what people say, and then all the advice that she would give me,
Mm-hmm.
and then like even the support that she would give me. Of course, my mom does the same thing with my grandmother growing up. She was that person I ran to for everything. And I still think about the things that she say or used to say to me even now, to fuel me or to even guide or help other people. So
Mm. Yes. Shanice.
And I'm going to piggyback right off LaQuisha because when I think, there's no one that comes to mind but my grandmother, simply because with a lot of the stuff I went through growing up, she was always pouring into us, like always pouring into us what we was capable of, what she saw us doing, and those
Mm.
words. Like you saw that she saw the potential in you and that she didn't care about nothing. She just saw what no one else was seeing. And it's not that she was holding you to a standard, but she knew you could be up here and she wouldn't accept anything less because she knew you had that in you. So that's inspiring because till this day, I still hold those words. I'm allowed to give those words to my children, to my niece and my nephew. So that's inspiring. And then now in my current age, I would say something that inspires me is listening to my friends and my family hear how what I'm doing inspires them. Even
Mm.
my brothers and my sisters, how knowing what we all came from, how what I'm doing, how that inspires them. So
Mm.
that inspires me, knowing that even though I'm just doing what I'm doing for me, somewhere along the line, it's lighting fires. And especially in my sons, not only are they seeing a woman talk about what she wants to be, but they see a woman going after it. They see, okay, my
Yes.
mom said she had those dreams, but they weren't just dreams. She's making it a reality. So that's
Mm.
inspiring to me too.
Okay, Ginger, you're next.
Well, I think both myself and my mother would be surprised for me to say, I think my mom, because we have not always. I mean, I love my mom, and we haven't always gotten along. But the older we get, um, the more I realize how much she has inspired me. Like the stories that the way that she grew up and lived was so different. And even just to see her growth, like the fact that she's almost 80 and she's still doing the work, like um just how much she's healed.
Mm.
Um and she really is. I mean, she was out there slanging books for me. Like she was my number one supporter. She's like, I sold 3 more. And I'm like, okay.
That's good.
But and the other, I mean, there's countless female authors that inspired me, like with their words and writing. But I would say my favorite would be Elizabeth Acevedo. I still want to be her when I grow up. She's one of my favorite authors. So
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, that was great. Let me ask y'all another question. Can you share a challenge you faced as a woman and how it changed your perspective in life? A challenge.
Oh, I guess I'll go first. I think one of the challenges I faced,
Oh,
I
I
rem
apologize. I ain't tell. I apologize. Go ahead, because I was reading the comments. That's why. Go ahead, Quisha.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go
Was
ahead,
that the
go.
question?
Oh, what was the question?
No, was that the question
Yeah, that was
though?
the question. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So I could say one of the challenges for me, I can remember back, when you're young and I was in my early 20s and I was so ambitious and the world was definitely different. And I remember having a idea, a project I was trying to do. It was a very big project. And one thing that was a challenge for me that I only realized as of last year, 20 some plus years later, is that um there was a lady told me something back then that I didn't even realize stuck with me, and how often I would think about it without realizing that I was thinking about it. But
Mm,
I had the idea and I had to go through them to get it done. And I remember the lady looking at me, and I was new in my authorship at the time, and I was trying to really, do it. I was writing for young people, so I'm trying to get into this young people world. Now that I'm grown. And she looked at me and she said, I don't mean any harm, LaQuisha, but who are you?
mm,
Who are you to do that? Who are you to put this on? And I
mm,
just sit back like, man, I feel so defeated. And I was like, I don't know. I'm only 20, what, 20, 21, 22, something like that. So I realized only last year, and I was doing a live on TikTok and I was talking about the story, and it hit me then that, oh my God, this has hindered me all my life. When I want to do certain things, I would question myself far as, who are you? Who are you to do that? And I would say it nonchalantly, not to realize that only I'm repeating her words. And a
mm,
lot of times in my life, I noticed that sometimes I would just kind of dismiss certain things, thinking, who am I to get that done? Who am I to be over in this area? Or who am I?
mm,
And only realizing that challenge last year, and it's something I've been really working on with that mindset. I tried to flip it because I'm not sure where she was trying to go with it. And I figured last year, well, what if she was trying to tell me, who are you, for me to identify myself? Which I'm not even
mm,
sure that's even what was necessary, but I felt like, because I took it as, who are you that you can't do it? Like, you can't do this. Who are you? Not as a, Lucretia, who are you to get it done? And I need you to kind of give me your 30-second pitch. Who are you? I didn't take it that way. But last year I thought, well, let me flip that from the negative version, because my struggle, who are you? And then begin to come up with my pitch of, this what qualifies me. This is who I am to
mm,
say I deserve to occupy this space. You know, and so that's been a struggle that I've been going through the past year, trying to dismantle a 20 plus year negative mindset around this one question. Who are you to do that? So that's one of the challenges, I guess I can say.
mm. Okay, Shanice.
How'd I know you was gonna hit me next? So I think one of the struggles for me is, as I said, I'm the only one doing what I'm doing in my circle. So, like you say, it gets hard to not have someone to be like, XYZ, is this right? Am I doing this right? Am I going in the right direction? So sometimes I feel like I'm a scattered puzzle and I'm doing all these things. And even though you're doing all these things, you might feel like, are all these pieces connected? Am I just running all over here, there, and everywhere until the puzzle starts closing in, and then everything becomes just, when you get to the finish line, everything's like that one picture, and you didn't
Mm,
realize that while you was doing all those 60,000 things, you was getting to the finish line. So for me,
mm,
it's always feeling like, am I going in the right direction? Am I doing the right thing? I feel like I'm here and I'm there and I'm everywhere, but am I actually going in the right direction? And sometimes I don't
mm,
find calmness until I get to the end and the picture finally pulls together. But so that's one of the challenges for me, always feeling like, am I actually going in the right direction? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing?
mm. Okay, Ginger.
Um, I would say, kind of like LaQuisha said, the whole mindset thing. Like, I mean, even like fear and imposter syndrome constantly. Like, am I doing this right? Like, it's almost a combination of what everybody said today.
Mm,
Um, there's a lot of times I'm like, wait, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? But like when I was writing my book, there was also times where I was like, I don't care. I have to do this. Like, I don't even care what anybody says. Like, I have to get this out of me and whatever. And I still question. I'm like, I'm still working on something else. And I'm like, am I supposed to just like leave this alone? But then I'm always like, nope, I can't. So
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. My challenge, I'm trying to see. My dad. My challenges was just surrounding myself with positive people, business minded people. You know, trying to find, because everybody, well, the past that you surround yourself with is not always on your level. You understand? So I've tried to find people that's on my level so we can have things in common. That's just like, and just to make a point about this, that's just like for those who's not on your level, they're not going to understand where you're going. You understand? They ain't going to understand where you're going. So my biggest thing was to finding people that's on my level, that know business minded people, you know, because you can't talk to nobody ain't business minded. What y'all going? You can talk to them, but if you're trying to go up the ladder and they all the way below the ladder, what y'all want to talk about? You understand what I'm saying? If you're trying to get somewhere in life and they're not doing nothing with their life, you can only suggest that they try to pick up their life and do something and get a goal or whatever. But far as me, I just learned a long time ago. People gonna do what they want to do. People gonna go where they want to go. You can't do. You know, you just gotta follow what you want to do. And my career was I gotta go up that ladder, and I'm not stopping. I'm not looking back. So that's my challenges. I had to keep going, you know, and you got to take the negative people out your life. What they doing in your life, you know, but trying to talk you out of writing a book. You understand what I'm saying? What they doing in your life?
sometimes
They just
sometimes
trying
it's
to
not
talk you
even
out of doing
negative.
stuff. What'd you say?
Like I said, sometimes it's not even negative. Like I know I've had people in my life where I'm like, there's not really anything, they're not doing anything wrong and they're not bad people, but
No.
like they're also not elevating with me.
They're
So
not on
I
your
want to
level.
Sometimes.
piggyback off that. I want to piggyback off that because I definitely feel that. I definitely feel like there was a moment in my life where I realized I'm making changes on who I want to be, the environments I want to be in, the company that I want to keep. And like you said, I had some friends where it's like they're not bad people. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done anything wrong to me, but what I'm realizing is who I want to be is not the same company as them. Do you get what I'm saying? So I definitely
Mhm.
understand what you're saying, that sometimes no one has done. You're just outgrowing people. That's what it
Right.
is. You're
Yeah.
outgrowing them, and your mind is outgrowing them. And because that's outgrowing them, you find that you don't really want to be around them. Not that they did anything wrong, but it's like there's nothing I'm getting from you. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to be there. Not that you did anything wrong, not that I dislike you. We could still see each other, say hi, but it's like, what is it that we're really doing here? You know?
Yeah. Like, am I wasting my time, my energy? Like, I want to be putting my energy into these other things that you don't have interest in. So it's
And going back to like
just
what LaQuisha said earlier, talking about like the company you keep, and when, like, for example, when I'm talking about I want to buy land, I want to buy houses, I'm watching women come together, five of them, and buy a block. You know, that's the type of
Mhm.
stuff I want to be doing. But you talked about
Mhm.
that and the room goes silent. But people want to talk about other things that don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? So you find yourself being like, I need to be around other people because I don't want
Right.
conversations like that going dead. I will elaborate. How can we get there? Come on, throw some answers into this question. Let's brainstorm. Like, hey, can we get together and start putting some money aside so we can do this?
Mhm.
Now, I want to piggyback off of that last statement you just made too, because sometimes, especially when you need that group of people, everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses. So therefore, in what kind of like what you're saying with buying this land, you need those group of people to how we're going to get this done. You never know what person. And I had someone tell me once when I was asking the question about I want those friends and where are those type of friends that we can get together and have those meetings, those talks, and that encouragement. And a person told me you just want to do that and don't want to pay nobody. And I was like, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a coach. I do want genuine friendship out of it, but I want friendship that can elevate. So therefore, I know for the most part what my strengths and weaknesses are, even though I'm still learning more and more every day. But there are certain things that I just may not be capable of or have the resources to do, but you may have it, and we can give and take to each other. And therefore, you need that community. You need that level of friendship to be able to get certain things done. And so that's kind of, watching the company keep type thing as well, because you got to be able to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses, because we're all strong in the exact same areas and weak in the exact same areas. Who's elevating or who's encouraging, who's doing what to who? We're just gonna stay
Right.
right here. And most of the time, like you say, you outgrow people. Most of the time, you're always constantly looking to elevate and change, because the person I am today is not going to be the person I am 5 years from now, 3, 10 years from now. And hopefully we're all elevating and moving forward instead of staying stuck, you know.
And
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 I
that's what I was and that's what I was going to ask y'all. So, what do y'all see yourself at in 5 to 10 years, Shanice?
Oh, for me, obviously, I've already been thinking about that. You ain't gonna trick me at this time. But in 5 years, I see myself finally getting that piece of land that I want, because I'm moving towards how we generate in generational income here. Something for my kids to have, something for us to build on now that we can learn to be self-sufficient, stuff like that. I see myself coming out with more books and just keep on figuring out consistently who I am, because I know that's always going to be changing. I'm never just going to be one set version of myself, but for the most part in 5 years, I just elevation. Elevation is the
Mm.
word, and that's it.
Oh, okay, Ginger.
Oh, that's a good question. um, right now, I don't know. I got a lot of visions. I'm trying to trying to focus on one, but definitely I see myself having more books and speaking and traveling more, and actually physically having less. Everybody wants to have more things and like
Mm-hmm.
buy homes and this and that, and I'm like, no, I'm all about having less.
Mm-hmm.
Less responsibilities. That's my vision.
Okay, because I'm looking. You saying less, so that's why I'm like, less.
Yeah,
But I understand. You say less
less
than.
less debt, less
Hmm.
responsibilities, less,
Mm-hmm.
give me like a trailer or something so I can just go
Mm.
travel.
Oh, okay. Now, as far as oh, did I answer the question right? I forgot the question.
What do we see ourselves in 5 to 10 years?
But
Huh?
Yes, and we gotta let LaQuisha answer before you move to the next question.
Oh no, I was going to go, and I said, oh, I forgot the question. I was about to go, but go ahead, Quisha.
Uh, well, I guess I can say with 5 to 10 years for me, I kind of have slightly stayed away from the author world. I've done it for so long, 18 years now. So where I'm like, what else can I do? So for me, definitely growing in my hair care brand, building an empire. I definitely can see myself in the next 5 to 10 years in my own little warehouse. Like that's just goal day one. My own little warehouse, my own doing things. Also being a homeowner again. I really, really, really want to get back into that space of home ownership and growing and maybe investing, and things of that nature. So next 5 to 10 years, empire is on my thing.
Now,
Getting
can I
there.
ask a question, since you said that you're a homeowner? Right now, would you rather do the home own would you say that it is better to put your money on that home or put your money on some land?
Well, I'm not a homeowner anymore. I got rid of my home when I moved to apartment when I moved. But to me, my goal is to own land. That's why I say with investments and things like that, I think it would be better to definitely own the land. Because come on, it's infinite things you can do there. You can build it up, tear something down, and put something new. I mean, it's your stuff.
It's yours.
But I definitely think land ownership is great because of the possibilities, that you can do. Because one thing I do want to get into is commercial investing. Um,
Mm.
I want to get into that as well. So, hey, it's a lot there. But I
Mm.
definitely want to own again in my future. I want to go. I'm
Yeah.
tired of renting. That's for the birds. I'm
You
so
said
ready
it's
to
for
get. Get back
Quisha,
in
you
my
done
home.
offended somebody. Somebody's for the birds.
I don't
No,
But
no,
want
no, but I
not for
understand.
me.
No, I understand what she is saying though,
yeah,
because
me too.
to feel like you have something and then a landlord can't tell you when, where, why,
Yeah,
how, you don't got to worry about
yeah,
certain things. You know what I'm saying? And if you buy the land, because I know we're so traditional, we're taught homes, but I also learned that like you can buy a home, but then you don't own the land. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
that's
the
true.
land is what it sits on. That's the foundation of the house.
Hmm.
So that's why I always thought, you know what, maybe instead of thinking about we need to get that house first, maybe you need to get that land first
land
because then you
first.
own everything on top of that land. So that's
Yeah.
why
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking
My
like
last
that.
house, I owned the land and the house as
Yeah,
well.
yep.
My sister, she's that way too. She owns her land and her house as well. So, but I gave all that up. But
Yeah,
I'm ready.
me
I'm ready
too.
to get back into that again, and have my own. Be creative with it.
Right. That's true. Now we're gonna go to the next question.
You got to answer.
Oh, I forgot the question. I was trying to
Or you
find
want to see
it.
yourself in
What was
5 or 10
the question?
years?
Who
Where you
remember
want
the
to see yourself in
question?
a 5 or 10? Where you want to see? I
Oh,
guess
where
see
I want to be
yourself.
at in five and
Being 5 be
10
at, yeah.
years. I want to own several of houses. I want to rent them out. I want to flip. That's what I really want to do. I want to flip a house, a couple of houses,
Hmm.
and I want to do it, and ain't nothing stopping. Well, stuff stopping me, but I'm just saying if you just focus on what you want to do, I think like for all of us, anybody who listening to can achieve what you really want to do. You can achieve. It might take years. It might take a day. It might take 2 days. It might take 5 months. But I think everybody who want to achieve something could achieve it. And I'll be watching House Hunter, yeah. I'm crazy about House Hunter. I'll be seeing how they fixed up them houses. I'll be like, that could be me. So yeah,
Ooh.
I just want to flip houses and I want to like sell them or rent them out. That's what I really want. For as being an author, I want to still write as being an author, right? And stuff like that. But we all gotta hustle. We gotta have different payments coming in 5 different ways. We can't just say author, we are author. We gotta be like quick sell, homeowner, sell houses, rent out houses, and sell makeup like Quisha.
Commercial
She got
property, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, like Quisha. Quisha, tell them what you do.
Yes, listen.
Quisha, she got her own beauty hair product. You understand what I'm saying? So she not just focusing on one thing. She got a hair product, her books. She got a lot of stuff going on, and that's what I'm saying. As women, like we all got to come together and help one another. I don't want to do hair products. To each his own. But a 5 or 10
Right.
years, yeah, to each his own. I don't want to do hair products. I just keep buying it from you, Quisha. That's your field. You understand? That's your field, Quisha. But I do want to like get houses and I want to flip them. At least one or two and flip it because I want to know how I feel to do that.
And you
You
know
know?
what? ChatGPT, I'm telling you,
Uh-huh.
listen, ChatGPT be like a good assistant because if you was to
Oh
put that
yeah.
in, I did that before and it tells you like everything you would need to get it done. And it's really just about having a team. Because if you watch
Mm-hmm.
the show, right, it's not necessarily them doing it by themselves. Yes,
Yeah,
they
it's a
find the house,
team.
but then they find someone to look at the house. They find people to come fix the house. They find someone to praise, look at the land. So
Yeah.
they have lawyers for the contract. So it's like, yes, you want to do this and it seems hard when you think
Insurance.
about, yeah, and it seems hard when you think about doing it yourself. But when you realize that it's a whole team that makes
Team.
it work together and you just got to get those right people on your team, it's
Mhm.
definitely obtainable.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
that's true. Because that's what I see myself in 5, 7 years and stuff doing that. I really believe that I can get it done. I can get it done.
And
And
I
we
do
all
want to
can get
point
it done.
out, I do want to point out that when y'all think about rich people, right? Rich people are rich because they don't do everything themselves. They find the
Hmm.
people who knows how to do
CEO.
what they don't know how to do, and they use their services. So that's the point of going back to LaQuisha when the person was like, "Oh, you just want the work for free." No, it's good to find people who know what you don't know because then you
Hmm.
can
Mhm.
use them. Whether I got to pay for the resources or we're helping each other, we're coming together because we have a like-mind idea. We can all put resources down on it and we all want to get it done. You
Yep.
know?
I
Right.
think my cousin, he does landscaping, snowplow and stuff. And he told me one time, he's like, I would rather pay someone to do my bookkeeping. Can I do it? Yes, but it's going to take me 3 hours. I can pay
Mm.
her to do it in an hour, and I can be spending my
Doing
time
something else.
doing what I'm good at and making
Mm.
all that money plus some back. And I'm like,
Hmm.
Right.
that's
That's so
exactly like,
true.
because sometimes we want to do it. I want to do it all. And I have to remind myself, like, okay, am I really going to fight with this computer to format something that I don't like doing it? I just wasted 8 hours and I could have paid somebody to do it in an hour or
Right.
two.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta
And see,
stop being
then
cheap. You
there's
gotta
me.
invest in yourself. That's what's
Listen,
wrong
because
with us
then there's
too.
me, like, who can I pay to do this? Because no, I don't want to fight. I'll
yes.
pay you for your damn service. Who are
That's
you?
see,
But-
see, that's the CEO mindset though, right? CEO
But
is
you
not
gotta
doing
look at it.
everything. They're
You
just
gotta look at it
giving
like this.
orders.
A lot of women do not like to invest in themselves. Even if they have it or they don't have it, they still don't like to invest in themselves. So you gotta invest. You gotta invest. Let me read down this other question. Okay, what message would you share with women all around the world today? A good message that you would share. Ginger.
Did you see my eyes get big? Like, oh no. Like, oh,
Don't
what's
pick me funny.
there? She was like, she has no idea what to say. You go first. Ooh. Believe in yourself is the only thing that keeps coming into mind. Just believe in yourself. Like, we're our own biggest critics all the time, myself included. And everybody else sees how much, other people will look at us and be like, oh, you can do this and that. And I'm like, yeah, can't everybody do that? And they're like, no. So believe in yourself.
Okay, Shanice.
I would definitely have to say that women just know that you guys are like phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that, like, you guys are phenomenal. You guys are doing things people tell you that you can't do. You're out here raising kids that they tell you can't raise, and especially the women like me raising men by ourselves. They always got to throw us under the bus about that until our sons are coming out better than half these men running around, so
Right.
you guys are out here doing the thing. You're doing everything that they told you couldn't do plus more. So give yourselves credit. And that too, moms, hardworking women, anyone who's just making it when no one expected you to make it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself some credit. Take some time to bask in all you are, how far you've come, and just love yourself and be more gentle on yourself.
Right. Quisha.
All right. I guess I would say that to just remember you are the CEO of your life's plan, and that, don't be afraid to in that and knowing that celebrate yourself, because sometimes we don't always think about, as Shanice said before, what we've done. But just be okay with celebrating yourself, trusting yourself in this plan, and that you have everything inside of you to do whatever that is to take to get it done.
That's that's right. That's so true. And for me, what I would share to the women of today, be yourself. And like I said earlier, love yourself. Without loving yourself, you ain't getting nowhere. Love yourself, put in the work and what you love to do. Because there's some people that do things, they don't love it, they give up on it easily. They don't see it through. But if you really love what you do, you're gonna see it to the end. Whether you fail or you be successful, you're gonna see what you love through the end. So I said, just keep following your dreams and do what you love doing, and love yourself behind it. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Smile all the time too. It don't hurt to smile. Everybody smile. It don't hurt to smile. It don't hurt to smile. Okay, one more question. Let me see if I let everybody go before we end this. Okay, far as everybody, I want to thank everybody for joining. Happy I was about to say Happy Mother's Day. Happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day. But happy Women's Day. Now, what makes you, I don't know if I said read this question to you or not. What makes you a proud woman today? Why are you proud of yourself? Why are you proud of yourself?
I'll go first.
Wait, Shanice, this ain't school. She like, I go first, raise her.
Because I gotta say it while it's hot, or they're gonna talk and I'm gonna forget.
Go, Shanice, go. you got
Yeah.
the floor.
I gotta say, it's just the fact that I'm still standing here despite all things. It's the fact that I'm still standing here despite all things. It's the fact that I turned out the way I did when it could have been so much worse. It's the fact that I'm the mother I am when it could have been so much worse. It's the fact that I'm here, right now, when I could have been somewhere else, doing something else, being someone else.
Okay, that's good, LaQuisha.
Um, can you repeat the question? I
What
know
makes
it's
you the
dealing with
proud
proud
woman that you are today?
today.
Proud woman.
Um, outside of, watching my daughter be an amazing young adult that she is, and know that I had a hand in that. That makes
Mm,
me very proud. But outside of that, I guess I could say what makes me proud is knowing that I didn't give up.
mm,
If I wanted to do things or challenging things happen in my life, I still didn't give up. Maybe delayed it, but I just didn't give up. I just waited till I got into head space to figure out a different route or whatever case may be. I'm proud of the fact that I never gave up. I'm not
mm,
afraid to study my crafts, anything that I want to get my hands on. I'm not afraid to study that thing and go after it in any kind of way possible. So I'm just proud that I never gave up. If I can put in one statement, that I never gave up.
Okay, Ginger.
I would say that I'm proud that I stopped listening to other people and started listening to
Yes.
myself. And stop worrying about what, no, don't get me wrong, I still worry once in a while what other people think, but I'm getting there. I'm worrying
Yeah.
less and less. And yeah, that's taken a long time. So that would
Mm.
definitely be it.
As far as me, see, I forgot the question. I'm gonna start. I gotta go first next time. What was the question, y'all?
What are you
What
proud
makes
of?
you a proud woman
Oh, what
today?
makes me a proud woman? I'm a proud woman today is because I have two grandkids. Um, I have one living son still living. I have a husband. What makes me proud as a woman today? Um, that I had to like put stuff aside. I had to bring my mother here with me and take care of my moms. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm doing that, taking care of my moms. I'm a caregiver. Yes, I am. So, I felt as though it's so many ropes I had to climb. I quit my job. I had to do a lot. Y'all don't know my story. Quisha know, but y'all don't know my story. What I've been through. So, but I'm proud of the woman I am today because a lot of people want to quit their job to take care of family member. Who can say on this panel would quit their job to take care of their parent?
For my
Don't
mom, I
lie.
most
I
definitely
would.
would. For my
I
mom,
would.
I would.
You would.
For my
My
Okay.
mom.
mom knows. My mom knows that I'm the only kid for sure, 100%. That if something happened to her, she's coming to me. Period. She'll tell anybody that.
That's right. That's right. And then you gotta have that thing. But that's good. So for me is my family. My family is like everything. It's all about family. It's all about family. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. So if y'all can give one last advice, either to an author or to anybody to empower them to do it and finish and complete their assignment that they put on this earth to do as they go, what that advice will be. Shanice.
I would say that the possibilities are endless. Don't ever think that you can't because the possibilities we have in front of us are endless. What we are capable of is endless.
Hmm. Quisha.
Okay. I guess what I would say is study your craft. And that can be so broad. So just study your craft, be a student of that craft, and then at one day, become a teacher of that craft. And not saying teacher like
Mm.
education wise, but share that with other people. So that's
Yes.
what I would say too. That's what a true empowerment I feel like will come from
Love
that
that.
area. All
Yes.
that studying, all that learning, gaining, and then practicing and putting it into work. Now it's time to share that. And that's the real empowerment.
Right, Ginger.
I would say just remember it's like just do one little thing a day. Like don't rush. Don't rush the process. As
Right.
frustrating as it may be, like timing is everything. And so just one little thing a day. Just keep doing it.
Yeah, and I would say I don't know if anybody still do vision boards because I stopped doing vision boards. Is vision board still a thing?
Yeah, it is.
It
It
I
is.
is.
don't
It
do
is. It
vision
Oh,
is.
board, but
yeah,
I
me
will
neither.
do goals.
Okay, so if you have to get you a vision board, I used to have one, but I stopped doing all that. But yeah, a vision board is good because it make you stay or a checklist. Like a
Mhm.
checklist. I don't know if people still do checklists. Like do a checklist and cross out what you accomplish. You set your goal and you cross out what you accomplished, and that's what I advise everybody. To just keep going. Don't listen to nobody because you're gonna have negative people. You're gonna have positive people in your group. So you just can't. You gotta do what you feel as though that's right, what you want to do, and remember to do what you love doing. That's the main
Mhm.
key. You gotta love it. If you don't love it, I ain't
Mhm.
saying you're wasting your time, but you want to give up easily
Mhm.
because you don't love it. You gotta love what you do. If you wanna do candles, love it. If you wanna do hair products, Quisha, love it. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to be a writer, you gotta love what you do. Because to me, if you don't love what you do, I don't. Why are you doing it? You gotta love what you do. And a lot of people don't like going to punch in a clock 9 to 5 and stuff. But then that's when your side hustle come along. You know, you gotta just love what you're doing. Take advantage of help, advice. It don't hurt to listen to somebody advice. It don't help because we all in this thing together, whether you know it or not. And you can't do everything by yourself. People need to stop thinking they can do everything by themselves because you can't. You can't do everything by yourself. You need somebody. I used to think that too. I used to be like, well, I can do this. I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. No, I was wrong. And I'm admitting it. On Women's Day, I was wrong because I do need help. I do need somebody to talk to. Everybody needs somebody to vent. So you always gonna need somebody. But keep going. If things ain't favoring your book, ask somebody. You always got somebody. Everybody got that one true friend they can talk to and will be honest about what you ask them. Somebody got to
If
have a
they
true
don't,
friend.
if
Yeah,
they don't, we'll send them to you.
no, no.
You need the truth?
Everybody got to.
I know the
Like you
woman for
want you
you.
want that cutting, she gonna give you that cutting.
Everybody got a real friend that they confide in. So on this last note, I want to thank all of y'all for being on Let's Talk to podcast. Y'all can go and y'all can do clips and stuff on YouTube if y'all want to go to my YouTube. And I hope all of y'all like follow me and people who listening that subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope y'all did. I want to see some numbers jump up. I'm just saying, y'all. I want to see some numbers jump up. So everybody go to my YouTube channel at Let's Talk to Podcast and go subscribe to my channel now, y'all. Hurry up. I'm about to go over there. Go subscribe now. I want to thank you, Quisha, for being on my show. Y'all know if y'all go to
Thank
my YouTube
you.
channel, Quisha been on my show a lot. So y'all see Quisha up there on my show. I forgot all the stuff we talked about, Quisha,
We
but
talked about so much.
and she been in
You
and
call me, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You want me to talk about it? You want to
and
write about it? Let's do it.
now let me tell y'all about her. I never met her a day in my life. Never met her a day in my life. I can call her for anything and ask her anything, and vice versa. She can call me. She be like, "You okay? You. What you be saying? Could you talk?
Yep. Can you talk?
Are you available now?" So that's our relationship. Is like I can consider you. You can't consider everybody on Facebook a friend, but that you never met. I can
Hmm.
consider her a friend, and she live
Thank you.
miles and miles and
Oh, so
miles
many miles
away.
away.
But then, like I said, everybody needs somebody to talk to. So don't say not me, because if you don't have nobody to let certain things out, it's gonna hinder you. It's gonna be on your shoulder. You're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna lose weight. It's just a lot of stuff gonna happen. So y'all find somebody to talk to. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Let's Talk to podcast. I see Shanice and I see Ginger, the Women's Empowerment. The Women's Empowerment, May the
Yes.
2nd. I'll see
I
y'all.
cannot wait to see you guys.
I can't wait to meet y'all. And then, y'all, for those who listening, y'all see that QR code up there in the corner? That's for y'all to register for the Women's Empowerment. Go ahead, y'all. Get y'all phones out right now and click, click, click. Come on, y'all. But thank y'all again. Everybody, remember, no cooking. I don't want to hear nothing, Shanice. No cooking today,
I
y'all.
promise I ain't gonna cook.
We cook free. Thank everybody for tuning. Thank y'all. Quisha, I'm going to call you later. Thank everybody for tuning in. Bye now, y'all.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks for
Bye.
having us.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Hello, everybody. And it was a good day. It was a good show today, right? A good show. I loved it, the show, y'all. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and thank y'all so much. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk 2 podcast with author Charnel Williams. Tune in next time every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to live, laugh, and love. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk 2 podcast with author Charnel Williams. Tune in next time every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to live, laugh, and love. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk To podcast with author Charnel Williams.